after discussing how Jujutsu Kaisen surprisingly reflects the concept of Tawhid and how certain dialogues in the anime hint at monotheism. Today, we are going to explore another fascinating angle about Nanami Kento and his dream of going to Malaysia. This topic may sound unusual at first, but when we dig deeper, it opens up layers of cultural meaning, religious context, and personal values that make the story of Nanami even more inspiring and relatable to audiences worldwide. When we talk about Nanami Kento from Jujutsu Kaisen, fans usually remember him as the calm, hard-working, and realistic sorcerer who often looked tired of the cursed world, but still carried a strong sense of responsibility. Among the many characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, Nanami stands out because of his worldview, his philosophy of life, and even his unique dreams. One of the surprising facts about him is his desire to one day go to Malaysia. At first glance, this looks like a small detail in the anime, just a little trivia for fans. But if we dig deeper, it's not only about Nanami as a character, it also reflects how Malaysia as a country has a special place in the imagination of many Japanese and even Koreans. And even more interesting, Malaysia's image as an Islamic country is part of the reason why Nanami's dream resonates with so many people. When fans first discovered that Nanami once mentioned Malaysia as his dream destination, many started looking for the deeper meaning. Why Malaysia? Why not Dubai or the United Arab Emirates, which are often associated with luxury, oil money, and skyscrapers? Why not another famous place in Europe or America? The answer lies in how Malaysia presents itself to the world, an Islamic country that is still friendly, affordable, and relatable for ordinary people. For someone like Nanami, who never really liked extravagant or unnecessary things, Malaysia makes perfect sense. In Malaysia, it feels very Islamic. Non-Muslims are free to go to bars, play in casinos, drink alcohol, or even wear bikinis as long as they are not Muslims or Malays. And that's actually the true essence of Islam. Islam only regulates the life of Muslims, not non-Muslims. Maybe because of this balance between law and culture, Nanami truly admired Malaysia. Malaysia, as an Islamic country, indirectly becomes the representation of the peace that Nanami has always been searching for. In fact, this idea is supported by the reality that many Japanese and Koreans often have Malaysia in their list of dream destinations. Not because it's the most luxurious or most glamorous country, but precisely because Malaysia feels more normal, more grounded, and closer to real life. If we compare Malaysia to Dubai or the UAE, the difference is clear. Dubai is filled with super tall towers, artificial islands, luxury cars, and expensive lifestyles. Everything there screams extravagance. For people who live ordinary, hardworking lives like most Japanese, Dubai might feel too far away, too unrealistic, too disconnected from their daily struggles. Malaysia, on the other hand, is an Islamic country that still allows for a more relatable lifestyle. It has modern cities, but also traditional values. It has beautiful beaches and islands, but still feels natural and not overly artificial. It is Islamic, but also multicultural. For Nanami, that balance might be the key. Interestingly, the specific place Nanami mentioned in relation to Malaysia was Kuantan. Kuantan is a coastal city, and one of its most famous spots is Teluk Sempedak Beach. After fans noticed this, Kuantan and Teluk Sempedak suddenly gained attention among anime lovers. There were even reports of more visitors coming there because they wanted to experience the same place Nanami once dreamed of visiting. This is one of those moments when anime and real-world tourism intersect in an unexpected way. Just like how certain anime locations in Tokyo or Kyoto became tourist spots after appearing in popular series, Kuantan started receiving attention simply because of its connection to Nanami. This phenomenon is not unique to Jujutsu Kaisen. Fans around the world have often traveled to real-life locations shown in anime. But what makes Nanami's case interesting is not just the tourism aspect, but also the symbolism. By choosing Malaysia, Nanami indirectly shows an appreciation for a place that represents normalcy and spirituality at the same time. Malaysia as an Islamic country carries the value of Tawhid, or belief in one God, but it is also known for its cultural diversity and hospitality. For fans who remember our previous discussion about how Jujutsu Kaisen hinted at Tawhid through Megumi Fushiguro's summoning of Maharaga with the phrase "one God," the connection becomes even more intriguing. In One Content, we talked about how Tawhid appears as a subtle theme in Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, in another angle, Nanami's dream destination is Malaysia, a country that embodies Tawhid in its social and cultural structure. It feels like a recall to the same underlying theme. If we analyze Nanami's character more deeply, his choice makes sense. Nanami is not someone who is attracted to superficial glamour. He is pragmatic, realistic, and prefers stability over chaos. Dubai or the UAE, for example, are often portrayed as places of luxury, all wealth, and extreme lifestyles. Nanami would probably find those places tiring rather than inspiring. Malaysia, on the other hand, offers balance. It is modern enough to feel comfortable, yet traditional enough to hold on to values. For someone like Nanami, that is more meaningful. Another fact is that Malaysia is increasingly popular among Japanese retirees and long-term travelers. Many Japanese choose Malaysia under programs like Malaysia My Second Home because the cost of living is affordable, the weather is warm, and the people are friendly. This shows that the attraction of Malaysia to Japanese people is not only fictional in anime, but also very real in daily life. Nanami's wish is not a random line, it reflects a genuine trend. If we link this to Nanami's personality, it becomes even clearer. He worked hard all his life, dealt with curses, faced death constantly, and probably just wanted a peaceful place to retire. Malaysia fits perfectly into that dream. Unlike Dubai, which would exhaust him, Malaysia would allow him to rest, breathe, and enjoy life. For fans, this fact became a point of emotional connection. When they saw that Nanami had such a dream, many felt closer to him. Some even joked that if they ever go to Malaysia, they will dedicate their trip to Nanami. The fandom even created memes and discussions about how Kuantan should build a statue of Nanami or how Teluk Sempedak Beach should be renamed in his honor. All of this shows how a small detail in anime can grow into a cultural phenomenon. The comparison with the UAE and Dubai is also important. For many people, Dubai is a symbol of materialism. The tallest building, the most luxurious cars, the biggest malls. For someone like Gojo Satoru, maybe that lifestyle would still be fun for a short time because he is playful, flashy, and enjoys showing off. But for Nanami, it would be meaningless. He wants something genuine. That is why Malaysia, with its Islamic roots and modest lifestyle, is more suitable. It aligns with the idea that happiness doesn't come from extravagance, but from balance and meaning. In a broader sense, Nanami's Malaysia dream can be connected to a theme we often find in anime, the search for peace in a chaotic world. Just as other characters search for their version of salvation, Nanami finds his in Malaysia. This also resonates with fans because many of them, especially in Japan, live stressful lives. They too dream of escaping to a place like Malaysia, where life feels calmer and more spiritual. This connection between character and audience makes Nanami's story powerful. At the same time, we cannot ignore the Islamic aspect. Malaysia as a country openly carries the Islamic identity. Mosques are everywhere, the call to prayer is heard, and Islamic values are present in public life. When Nanami chose Malaysia, consciously or not, he also connected to that identity. It's almost as if Jujutsu Kaisen, in its own subtle way, acknowledges Islam as part of the global cultural landscape. For Muslim fans, this becomes even more meaningful. After all, it is rare to see mainstream anime characters show interest in Islamic countries. That makes Nanami's case special. Some fans even made deeper interpretations, saying that Nanami's choice shows how, deep inside, he was looking for spiritual rest, not just physical rest. By choosing Malaysia, an Islamic country, he was pointing to something beyond himself. Whether or not this was the intention of the writer, it shows how fiction and reality often meet in ways that fans interpret meaningfully. Of course, not everyone agrees with this interpretation. Some argue that the choice of Malaysia was random or simply a quirk of the writer. But even if that is true, the fact remains, the audience gave it meaning. And that is what makes storytelling powerful. Once a story is out in the world, fans are free to connect it to their own experiences and beliefs. In this case, the connection between Nanami and Malaysia became a bridge between anime culture and Islamic identity. If we recall our previous content about Megumi and the concept of Tawhid, this becomes a nice continuation. First, Jujutsu Kaisen gave us a scene that directly used the phrase God Phys 1 now. Another part of the same series gives us a character whose dream is to go to an Islamic country. For fans who have been following both discussions, the pattern is clear. Jujutsu Kaisen is not afraid to touch on themes of Tawhid and Islam, even if indirectly. This is something we rarely see in anime, and it deserves more attention. It reflects his personality, shows his preference for genuine simplicity over empty luxury, connects to real-life trends among Japanese people, highlights Malaysia's role as a modern yet Islamic country, and recalls the Tawhid theme we discussed earlier. It even turned Kuantan and Teluk Sempedak into anime fan destinations. All of this from one simple line about Malaysia. That is the beauty of Jujutsu Kaisen and the richness of its characters. So, what do you guys think about Nanami's dream of visiting Malaysia? Pretty interesting, right? If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and of course, subscribe so you won't miss the next content. And hey, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Malaysia really reflects the peace Nanami was looking for? I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay curious, stay inspired, and peace out.